that takes us to the spotlight on the crew. So right off the bat, let's start with Roy. I'm gonna pull up. I know you have 3 pictures here.
Go ahead, throw them up.
I'm gonna pull up your 4th one, and I'll just sort of start to manually cycle through. Tell us about your week.
Yeah, so in a strange turn of events, I did not play Star Citizen this past week. I played some Elite. I logged in after patch 6 and wanted to check out the planets that I'd been landing on and around out of my expedition, and I was very pleasantly surprised. This first picture, I was very impressed that the sort of middle distance didn't break down in textures that looked like oatmeal, which is what had been happening. And it sort of blends nicely from the early stuff to the horizon. They've added in the heat map persisting through glide, which was one of my complaints, in trying to hunt biologicals previously. So that was really cool to see. And yeah, I'm still bopping around doing some exploring, and I haven't run into crappy looking planets. So it's I think they're going in the right direction here. It's sort of rekindled my interest in going back and doing some exploring.
Right on.
So
right on.
that's kind of where I am. I mean, to be fair, I will get yanked back into Star Citizen now that 3.14. I'm probably going to wait a few days for it to settle down a bit, because I tried jumping in just before the show and I was like 14 FPS. So that, I don't know, that might not be good right away. So yeah, that's kind of where I am.
Everybody that has an account or ever has had an account is downloading, and except for the only one that wasn't with you trying to get was Surly Platypus, because he's like, whoa, 3.14 just dropped? Yeah, it did, brother. And so now he is, every last person is there. So yeah, I want to take a quick moment to give a shout out and say hello to Just Dave GG and Fist to Face, who just joined us in the chat. They were earlier today on a stream with Dig That, who I was listening to, and I was like, yeah, what's up, brother? They had a very, very cool stream, so go and check it out. You can see his Twitch, or I think it was YouTube, so go check it out on YouTube. Good stuff. All right, that takes us to Tweak. Tweak, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you've been doing this week in gaming, brother?
Not a whole lot, really. I hopped on Elite a little bit to check out the Bubble Nebula. Took a couple pictures, but didn't spend a whole lot of time there. Played a little bit of Mass Effect, a little tiny bit of Microsoft Flight Simulator, but mainly just pining and waiting for that PC to show up. What I have done this week, though, is, as some of you know, I'm a father of 4 daughters. My youngest is 13 years old, and she, much as I did at her age, is learning how to play guitar. So we were in the living room earlier today working on a project, and I said, you know what? If you're learning to play guitar, you should watch one of the best. So I pulled up the 1987 Guns N' Roses Live at the Ritz in New York City when their debut album dropped, and watched the whole concert with her, as a good father should.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Slash is definitely one of the best, but you cannot leave out. Oh, okay. Let's start with Stevie Ray Vaughan. Then let's go on. Let's go on to Mr. How am I blanking on his name? He played the Star Spangled Banner at Woodstock.
Hendrix.
Jimi Hendrix.
Jimi Hendrix.
Jimmy. You can't leave out. Oh Jesus, I'm horrible with names. Led Zeppelin.
Jimmy Page.
Plant Page, yes. And you cannot leave out Cream. Layla Clapton.
No.
I agree,
Yeah,
but
Clapton, yeah.
I would put Stevie Ray above Slash, and I would put Jimmy above Slash. But
Everybody
Slash
else is
probably
slightly.
outplayed
I would
Jimmy,
put Stevie Ray at the
but
top.
Jimmy started it. Yeah,
Yeah.
Stevie Ray's at the top,
Mm.
but Slash is right up there with those guys. If you've ever seen him live and you've ever seen him really do his thing, and I could actually name a bunch others that could outplay Eric Clapton. I mean, Clapton is great, don't get me wrong, but you got George Lynch and a bunch of guys that most people don't even know about that just, you can get me talking guitar all night long. I love a guitar. I have like 7 of them in my house right now. So
Right on, for sure. Okay, all right.
Oh yeah, Ingve Malmsteen, Steve Vai. Yep, seeing them
Oh,
all chat. Those are
Stevie
great ones
Vai,
too.
hell yeah,
Steve Vai.
hell yeah, Vi for life, bro. All right.
Satriani, yep, another great one. There's so many of them.
Eddie, you can't discount Eddie. He doesn't get enough credit. Eddie Van Halen, legit. Patches, jump in on this, brother.
I just want to point out there was a great movie. The thing that really made me want to play guitar better was this movie called Crossroads. It
Oh
has,
yes,
Yeah.
the little Karate Kid, the Karate
Karate
Kid.
Kid,
Yes.
the guitar battle. I literally did
Yeah.
not look at like classical guitar.
Yeah.
Even just the like playing just with like fingering, like oh my god, like it is just ridiculous. If you haven't seen that movie and you're like you're curious about guitar and you have like you just like to jam out, really watch that. Like blows your mind, changes your whole perspective.
Hell yeah.
Totally agree.
Yes. Just I feel like that movie. They were like, okay, they heard the song "The Devil Went Down to Georgia," and they were like, let's make it a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Really?
good stuff. Good stuff. All right. Let's see, Katie, what have you been up to this week? I'm gonna let me go out on a wild guess here. Ready? I'm gonna put some money on this one. Star Citizen of Palooza.
No, actually, I've been playing Minesweeper.
Yeah, well, a lot of
course,
Minesweeper.
I've been playing Star Citizen. Yeah. It's been a really busy week. We've had some crazy things happen. As people who watch my channel know, I put out the video of sessions with the Milsim org, the Pathfinders, the UE Pathfinders, and they're an outstanding group. They're very, very regular with their activities. We have also, though, and we're quite excited about this at Skunkworks. We have been setting up a team to enter the Daymar rally. This is an annual rally held on the moon, Daymar, the desert moon, in which you race between various checkpoints at long distances. It's kind of like an analog to the Dakar rally here. I was going to say here on Earth, here in real life. And there's a timed element to it. Obviously, there's a combat element in that players can in fact engage each other in combat during the rally. We're very excited to be participating, to take part. I think that I will be happy just to finish the race. I think rather than I've got no illusions about winning. But we've begun like training for it. And do you know what? It's funny actually because I've never done any kind of racing before in any game really. And I put out a video of one of our like trial runs in the week, and it's really fun. We've really taken to it. It's like a little group as a community. We have really taken to the whole teamwork aspect between the support pilot and the driver, learning the routes, timing yourself, trying to learn how the vehicles handle, any little tricks you can apply just to gain that little bit extra. It's been really, really fun and exciting, and I'd quite like to do it even outside of the Daymar rally. I'd quite like to do it on other planets and in other events, and yeah, I think this is something that I'm going to be pursuing for a little more than I initially expected.
So you had originally told me that you wanted to sign up for it. It was all full. You couldn't get in. I reached out to Jade. Jade reached out to the people, whatever, and all of a sudden there was a spot open for you, and you signed up, and you're in. Yeah.
All I can say is thank you so much.
Thank you to Jade.
We found out, and thank you, Jade, so much. It's absolutely incredible. When we found out that we were too late, essentially, it was we were disappointed, and this really kind of like, I told the rest of the team tonight, and they were overjoyed. Honestly, it's so good, and we're so excited. Thank you, Jade, so much.
Yeah. She is one of the Soul Citizen people. She's one of the crowd over there that she's like a regular on Soul Talk on Thursdays. And I was on Soul Talk last night and talked with her, and yeah, we got to talking, and she was like, let's see what we can do. And lo and behold, there's an opening. Looks good. All right. So yeah, much love, big love, hugs and kisses to Jade. And Team Katie's going to go get it done.
Team Skunk.
Team Skunk is going to get first place in the Daymar Rally. Katie guarantees it. If not, see her for refunds. All right. And Patches, tell us a little bit about what you've been up to this week.
Nothing.
All right, just chilling and taking care of the family, huh?
Yeah, that's it. I mean, adjusting, well, kind of getting used to really working from home. So side note was my dog, my oldest dog, I should say. Do you say that with a dog? Oldest dog? Anyways.
Yeah.
He's 11, had a bit of a health thing, so I've been having to take a lot of time to kind of help him go up and down the stairs, and just, some messes and stuff. But yeah, whatever. That's the joys of pet ownership.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's... dogs, man. Dogs, they get you they pull them heartstrings, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and the fact that he can't get up the stairs so good anymore is a sign of a life well lived with your family, and I'm sure if you got one, you got 10,000 stories of stuff with that dog. So like, yeah, it's part of the circle, part of the cycle.
It's right, and like with the young kids, I'm whatever. At this point, it's kind of like, yeah, you're right. Life well lived. We're going to spend whatever we need to spend to kind of improve it, but whatever the time comes, we'll do what we got to do. But it's a lot harder having the younger kids too at the same time.
Yeah, that sucks. It's like, it's one of those deals where like you don't want them to learn that lesson for a couple more years, but like, yeah.
And it's kind of like that's so. Like my dog's 11, and like my oldest son is 4. So
all
even
his life.
that's it. He's been around all his life. So even when I took him to the vet just to kind of get him checked out, he was asking like, where is he? My dog's name's Riley. So he was like, where's Riley? And my wife was like, oh, he's just gone to the doctors, and my wife texted me. He's like, your son just said he needs you to bring Riley home because he needs his buddy. And I'm like,
oh God, dude, that hits you in those heartstrings. Yeah,
it does.
Yeah, I'm sorry, brother. I'm sorry. Okay. So where I'm at this week, I completed the No Man's Sky main storyline and helped Wolf with a lot of his stuff. I've got a book full of thoughts and feels on that No Man's Sky main storyline. No spoilers. I'm not going to spoil anyone, but holy cow, for something that I thought was like a cartoony little story, it's just a builder game. Story's irrelevant. It's just whatever. The story takes a dark and very sort of philosophical, thoughtful turn that I feel like everyone should really experience firsthand with no spoilers for themselves. So, not going to give any spoilers on that, but I will say, like, dude, don't just, how sometimes people do the old World of Warcraft thing of like, hey, I got to the part where I turn in the quest, tab, get past all the talky bits, and then, what's the next thing? Don't do that on the No Man's Sky, or if you're going to do that early, okay, whatever, but as it progresses, man, that story gets deep, and, wow, just, wow. In addition to that, Wolf and I toured that Nebula on the Down to Earth Astronomy fleet carrier ride tour last week. We hitched a ride there and on the Purple Nebula fleet carrier, and we had an interesting time. We found that Frontier has had some varying levels of success with frame rate issues and optimization and planetary tech and whatnot. There were some things that we saw that we liked, and there were some things that we saw that we didn't. With regard to, I literally have downloading in the background 3.14 and am ready to hit the ground running. I bought a TOBI eye tracker. I feel like I put off updating a little bit while I was sort of doing the whole, what do you call it? I'm doing No Man's Sky stuff, whatever, because I needed to remap all of my HOTAS or HOSAS now that I have dual Virpil sticks and dual Stream Decks. I needed to remap all of that. And I was like, I'm just waiting for 3.14 to drop. But with that, with the TOBI eye tracker, with all of the stuff, you are going to be seeing me play the living shit out of Star Citizen coming up here. I am ready for it. I had my little bit of a break. I was like, I'm just going to hold off till 3.14 drops. Well, it dropped, baby, and I'm ready. So that's where I'm at for the week.